there's this belief, at least the way I perceive it, that we have, especially in our society, or in societies like ours, that that when we deal with health problems, that a lot of times it's kind of like luck of the draw, that it is, kind of like chance, the cards were dealt, and stuff like that. And I don't believe that. I believe that's a myth. I was listening to a podcast I listen to occasionally, Dr. Mark Hyman's podcast. He's he's like a what do you call it? A doctor of functional medicine that I've been following loosely, probably for the past 10, 15 years, right? 15 years, and have a lot of respect for him and the work that he does. Anyway, he was interviewing a person talking about dementia, and it was actually a couple of different people he was interviewing talking about dementia, and they were talking about how dementia, has been steadily increasing. It's been increasing actually somewhat rapidly in today's world. And I think a lot of us have people that we know, like in our families or maybe friends of our family who dealt with dementia. And I've seen both. Somebody in my family before, and then somebody in a couple of people in families that were kind of close to mine dealing with dementia. And I have a feeling that it's probably the same for you or most people who are watching this video. And the thing is, I know the way I thought about stuff before is that, again, it's like, well, you just get, now first of all, I used to think, you get old, and I almost used to think about that as like just a way of, it's what happens to older people. Thank God I don't have that mindset anymore. I just didn't know. Then, the thought was kind of more so like, man, you just don't know. You don't know. But the thing is, what they were breaking down in the episode, it's kind of stuff I try to promote on here. They were talking about all of the contributing factors to dementia. Now, keep in mind that Alzheimer's is a type of dementia. But they're talking about all the contributing factors, the things that can contribute to developing dementia. And, there was, I think there was like some sort of something they said might have been more of a genetic predisposition, which, as I've talked about on my channel before, the thing about genetic predisposition for disease is that while it can be a thing sometimes, it's not nearly as much of a contributing factor as we think. It's not nearly as much. But they were talking about other contributing factors, with what's called the exposome, something else I've talked about before, which is essentially external factors having to do with what the body is exposed to, that contribute to disease. And so the things they name for dementia include like what people put in their mouths, like their diets, exercise or the lack thereof, sleep, getting enough sleep, exposure to toxins, like from like pesticides and household chemicals to like fillings in teeth, like these metal fillings in teeth, stuff like that. Infections, like bacterial infections and things like that. And what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. But the thing is, think about all that. If you think about everything I listed, this whole long list of things, do you understand? And you can't control who you're born, the parents that you have. But do you understand it's way more things that you and I can control than there are things that we can't control. It's way more. It's way more. So that's why I no longer believe that all this stuff with like disease and all this stuff, I no longer believe that that's just like a game of chance. I don't believe that. And I think as long as we believe that, then we're more so set up to be statistics. So that's why I like things like I mentioned here recently a couple of times with these people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s who are still running track and stuff. They're still running track. You know, because it's like, obviously, we know a whole lot more other people in those same age groups who are like not anywhere close to being able to play any sport, let alone run, jog, you know? And so, but again, we've believed this, I think in part because we just kind of like, you know, we just change so much as we get older in regard to the things we participate in. Then we have like a food system that's so bent on convenience and junk food. You know, we just are inundating our bodies with lots and lots of toxins. And but then instead of like connecting the dots, you know, we kind of more so see it as like, we still see, you know, developing disease is like a luck of the draw. So just think about that. You know, that's one thing I really, really hope to drive home on my channel here. Like, I really hope to like help you to understand how much power and control that you have over your body, your health, and whatnot. You know, I don't think that we have to just settle and just say that things happen. Now, I do believe that with that, we have to understand what we're working against, and that we have to be willing to deal with some level of discomfort, a level of discomfort that comes from not going for convenience all the time, doing what's unpopular, doing a lot of physical activity, eating lots and lots of vegetables, and getting all your sleep, and all these things that, like, if you really think about it, most of us are not doing. And I'll be the first to admit that, I have some things, of course, I need to work on. Some of which I'm, working out here in the videos and stuff, because I don't want to make it like I've arrived and whatnot. However, I'm a very, very strong believer in this. I'm a very strong believer. I'm so grateful that this knowledge is available, because I don't know, I have so many thoughts on this. But the main thing is, it's so many more things we can control than the things that we can't control. And so for us to focus on the things we can't control and essentially to magnify those things, it's like it's doing us such a disservice. Because that's the thing, is like whatever we tend to like really focus on, that's the thing that really gets emphasized and magnified in our own minds. And no, man, no. Like, we have to understand that. Gosh, I hope that you understand what I'm saying. So, like, the thing that you think, so if if your parents, you came up and both of your parents had diabetes or whatever, you kind of figure, well, I'm genetically predisposed for diabetes. You need to ask yourself this. You need to ask yourself, how are you eating? Like, the way that you eat is not a genetic predisposition. That's actions, okay, that maybe were learned from your parents. And so how are you eating? How much exercise are you getting? Like, how much do you weigh right now? How late are you eating? Different things like that. What about the controllable factors? Are you, and I think we all need to ask ourselves this, are you controlling everything that you can possibly control? Because the thing is, the way that we look at medicine and I have a big issue with it. I think medicine is good for some things, but the way we tend to look at medicine is like medicine is the solution. And I think that the fact that we look at medicine that way is really messing us up. It's like I don't think that medicine should be in a lot of cases so quickly used because we tend to overlook the different kind of things that we should have been doing anyway. Now, if you're exhausting all your options and everything, I think medicine can be at least pretty helpful. But my point is, we look at it as the only solution while we go along our daily lives, knowingly or unknowingly, abusing our bodies by what we're doing or not doing. So I'm just saying all this to say, control the controllable factors and understand too that it's way more things that you can control than things that you can't control. And that's a fact. Just think about it. All right, y'all have a good one.
As we get older, it becomes increasingly important to maintain and build muscle. Muscle helps you burn fat, stay mobile, and can contribute to longevity. However, many people have no idea how to work out to build muscle. My mini workout series on Patreon provides you with my body weight mini workout video library. These workouts use little to no equipment, which means that you can do them in the privacy of your own home. They start at beginner level and progress from there to ensure you continue to see results. Every workout is a full body workout, hitting chest, back, legs, and glutes, as well as other muscles in between. Become a patron today and receive access to my series of mini workouts, plus access to a digital copy of my book, 8 Weeks to Transform Your Diet and Your Health. By combining the workouts with healthy diet changes, as outlined in my book, you'll definitely be on your way to weight loss, improved health, and visible results. Join me at patreon.com/SeanB2B Fitness today.